Uh, Happy day, children. Yesterday we saw about the angle sum property through means of an activity. We verified the angle sum property through an activity. We randomly took a triangle. We colored the three angles with uniquely, and then we aligned them in such a way that the angles form a semicircle. The angles are aligned in such a way that they do not overlap and they do not leave any gap. All the three angles to have the same vertex and aligned in such a way we formed a right, semicircle, and we decided we concluded that the sum of the three angles should be equal to 180 degree. So any type of triangle one can take and proceed in the same manner, and you can establish that fact. And in geometry, there is another way of proving it, which is known as the theoretical or logical proof of an angle sum proof. Theoretical logical proof means there are certain already established facts, theorems. Using those already established facts, we can prove this also. Okay, the first thing is we will have to write a theory or logic in some components. It has a 5 components, and they are statement, given, to prove, construction, and proof. These are the 5 components, basic components of any logical way of proving a geometrical fact or theoretical way of proving a geometrical fact. So the geometrical fact which we are going to prove, it is angle sum property of a triangle. Okay, it has its statement. You will have to put it in words in unambiguous terms. Okay, so what is the angle sum property say? Angle sum property say the sum of the angles of a triangle is 180 degree. If you add all the three angles of a triangle, it gives 180 degree. That is what it is. Normally, any geometric theorem has two clauses, okay, the conditional clause and the result clause. In the conditional clause, if something is this and this are that, in this subject to this context, so that is the conditional part, the result will be this. Okay, so the result part, so it has got, it is a component, just like in your English you have a complex sentence, so in that there will be a main clause and a subordinate clause. Likewise here a conditional clause and a result clause. Okay, so here the condition clause is not explicitly written, but you can take the context because it is subject to the context. You are saying it is 180, so the context is about the angles of a triangle. So you will be taking any triangle randomly. So here to say any triangle randomly, we will name it as triangle ABC, and their angles ABC, or we can mark it as angle 1, angle 2, angle 3, and we can also show it in figures as you can see in the figure. ABC is a triangle, angle 1, 2, 3 are the angles ABC respectively. Okay. So next one that comes is to prove. Given means what the condition clause is. To prove means what the result is. The result clause will be written here. What should we prove? We will have to prove that the sum of the angles is equal to 3. That is angle 1 plus angle 2 plus angle 3 equal to 180 degree. This is what we will have to prove. Okay. So in proving all these things, we will have to make use of what we have learnt earlier. Okay. So what you have learnt earlier, we have in the previous chapter learnt about parallel lines, transversals, and alternate interior angles. So there is a theorem in that when two parallel lines are intersected by a transversal, the alternate interior angles are equal. Okay, each pair of alternate interior angles is equal. That is known to you. So that concept will be made use here to prove in proving this. Okay, so for that purpose, we will have to construct. We will have to, here there are no parallel lines, no transversal, only three sides of a triangle are there. One line we will consider as the base of the triangle, which is AC. AC is a line segment here. When I say AC is a line, it means that you can produce it left side and you can produce it to right side. Along AC and along CA, you can proceed it so that you get a line AC. Okay. So the other one is I am just constructing a line passing through the vertex B and parallel to the line AC. So I am writing it down. Draw a line DBE such that this. So the line DC is a line parallel to AC. DE is a name given by me. You can take ST or something. D and B is the vertex already there. It is passing through that vertex. So you cannot change that. DBE is a line passing through the vertex B of the triangle and parallel to the line AC. Okay. After making it, I can go to the proof. Before going to the proof, I like to put it in some objectives only I will be able to. What I will be doing first, what next I will be doing, what third, how will I conclude it. I will put forth the logics in a sequence. So first what I will do is, I will be taking two objectives in this, which are objective 1, objective 2 are there. Angle DBA equal to angle 1. I am taking this angle. I will just take red color. This angle I am going to take. This is angle DBA. Okay. The other angle is DB EBC. So means this is E, this is B, this is C. I am drawing it here. EBC is the other angle. I am going to say this angle EBC is equal to angle 2. Angle 2 is, this is angle 2. Sorry, angle 3. I am going to say this is angle 3. Okay, and I am going to say this is angle 1. Okay, this, if I say this is equal to angle 1, means this angle A should be equal to this. Angle B, angle C is angle 3. This should be this. This is what I am going to say. Okay, after doing that, you will be able to say that these two angles, whatever I have marked here, I will say they are respectively equal to angle 1 and angle 2. This is what it is. Okay. So after doing that, I will be doing. So before that, I would like to make use of some of the concepts I have done earlier. So for that, I will just identify on just seeing it. I told you I am going to use the alternate interior angles theorem. So just by seeing this, I can just extract one portion of it, which is this. The Z. I have just translated it. And one side at A you have got angle 1, this is angle 1. Now this line DE, DB and AC are parallel. Both the lines are parallel. So the interior alternate interior angles, this angle and this angle are alternate interior angles. So this angle is going to be 1. Since this is 1, this is also 1. Why? Alternate interior pair of angles. AIP, we say it shortly, alternate interior pair. These were alternate interior pair. If they are equal, if only the two lines are parallel. So here this line AC and DB are parallel. So these two are equal. Okay. So that I am writing down here first. Here this angle is going to be your 1. Okay. By AIP, alternate interior pair. So that is the first step I have written here. There is a reason I have put within the bracket, because they form the alternate interior pair, therefore they are equal. Angle DBA is also equal to angle 1. Okay. Similarly, I am going to prove that this is also angle 3. For this, I am going to use this Z, inverted Z, vertically inverted Z. So I will just make you identify it. It is this. Okay. I am just shifting it, segregating from the picture so that you get it. See here the two lines, horizontal lines are parallel, being BE and AC. Okay. And this angle is angle C is angle 3 as it is. So this angle should also be equal to angle 3, because alternate interior angles, these two lines are parallel. You are taking BC as the transversal. So this is also 3. So same IAP is used here. This angle 3 means this angle is also going to be 3. Okay. So this you have proved now, and I'll just erase this one so that you don't get a confusion here. These markings I was drawing to just to enable you understand it. Okay. Now if you see it, this angle 1, angle 2, angle 3 form exactly a semicircle. Okay, you all know the angle in a semicircle is see, I have drawn a semicircle here. The angle in this one is 180 degree. You all know it. Okay. So this circle, semicircle, it forms, this is 180 degree. Then it is split into angles 1 and 2 and 3, which are, positioned in such a way all the three have the same vertex at B. Angle 1, 2, 3 have the vertex at B, and all are, angle 1, angle 2, angle 3 have no gaps in between. They are placed adjacent to each other without any overlapping or gap. So angle 1 plus angle 2 plus angle 3 should be equal to 180. So this is what we arrive at. Angle DBA plus ABC plus angle EBC. DBA is angle 1, ABC is angle 2, and EBC is angle 3. So angle 1 plus angle 2 plus angle 3 equal to 180 degree. This concludes the theorem, proof of the theorem, angle sum property. And this way of writing down and putting up arguments and proving something is called theoretical or logical proof. With this I end the theorem. Thank you.